Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Matchday -2 media availability. We're joined by interim head coach Christophe Berra. Christophe, first off, congratulations on the promotion. Take me through when you found out you were going to be the head coach and how you reacted and how your family reacted when they found out you were getting this opportunity.
Yeah, first and foremost, obviously, it's not nice to see Jack lose his job. You know, he brought me here in the first instance. He's got a really good emotional connection. He's well liked around the club. So obviously, we owe Jack a lot to the foundations that are already built at Huntsville. On a personal point of view, yes, very excited. I've been a coach for a small period of time. I do have ambitions to be a manager one day. Obviously, I'm interim manager quicker than I would have thought. But you know, it's one that I'm really looking forward to, one I'm prepared for, but there's a lot more stuff that goes on in the background with regards to being a football manager, a lot of responsibilities. But we have a good staff around us, a good coaching staff who are going to help and support me, and ultimately that will help and support the team. And you know, in the end, we want to go out there, develop players, and you know, really bring excitement to the Huntsville fans.
You have a long, extensive playing career in both Scotland and England. How are you going to hope to use that long playing career to help develop the young talent here at Huntsville?
Yeah, many experiences, some good, some bad, and I think for all the teams and clubs I've played at, the managers I've played under, you know, you take some good things and you take some not so good things, and it's kind of moulding your style, obviously in the Nashville way as well. We've obviously got principles that we want to stick to. But ultimately, you know, you look at the top managers, Klopp, Guardiola. Yes, the things they do are great, and you take little things. But you've got to be your own person. You've got to be your own character and show your own passion. And that's what I like to bring to the club. As again, we've got a really good staff and we're all buying into the weeks and season ahead.
What does the Christophe Berra style of football look like for Huntsville City Football Club?
I think that's a great question. I think it's I want to be obviously attractive football, but I want to be attacking, but also solid defensively as well. You know, really proactive on the front foot, quick and alert, but also disciplined and patient at the same time. So a little bit of everything. But again, you know, we've got a squad here, and the players have their own strengths and weaknesses, and you know, we'll try and mould it towards the strengths of the players, and with that, you know, we'll set standards and principles within the squad and the framework they're working off, and the players need to go along with that as well, because if they don't, you know, we expect hard work, we expect everyone bringing energy to training and to the games, and being active and being present every day, and they know the standards. We've had a few days to work with them, and as the weeks go on, we'll keep on implementing them and really forcing it down that that's the standards we want to hit on and off the pitch. And again, well, you're either with us or not, that's how football works. And hopefully, you know, that the young kids, they're really, one thing I've found about being over in the United States is that the kids and the players are really invested and really ambitious, and they're asking you questions all the time. They want to learn, they want to do better. So that's half the battle, and one that we're all looking forward to.
Moving on to this weekend's match, Crown Legacy here at home. What have you seen from them? I know they played last night, so you probably got a good view of that game. What have you seen from them that could present challenges, but also things that you guys could potentially exploit on Saturday?
Yeah, I think they were a strong team last year, and they obviously got beat yesterday. They had a man sent off. However, in those first 30 minutes prior to the man getting sent off, they had a couple of chances. So they're a front foot aggressive team. They've invested a lot in our academy as well. So you know, it's another challenge for us. The standard in MLS Next Pro has been really good. You know, there's a lot of good technically gifted players and a lot of tactically gifted teams as well. So it's another challenge for us. We'll look at their strengths and weaknesses. We'll respect them, but also we've got to go out there and implement our game plan as well.
What is the main thing you guys will need to do Saturday in order to pick up 3 points here at the Joe?
Well, the easy question is to not concede and score goals. But I think to compete, show energy, be intense, do the non-negotiables in football. You know, so I think if you're out there and you're bringing energy to the game, you're competing, it gives you half the battle, half the chance at winning, and then it'll come down to individual quality and those moments in games that really separate the good teams from the great teams.
With that, we will open it up for questions. Simon, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I think a constant theme through this whole MLS Next Pro kind of enterprise is how do you balance the imperative of the parent club and what you want to do at this level. What does that look like for you?
I've had, as I said, it's a short spell. Obviously spoke to Mike Jacobs and the manager up at Nashville. We have principles and the way how we like to, a base of how we like to play. So obviously we'll try and implement that as well, but also there's aspects that you've got to mould your team around your players as well and what kind of players we've got. So we as a coaching staff, you know, we'll talk about that. We've tried to work on things the last couple of days, but it's not going to change overnight. But remember, Jack's done a lot of good work and there's a lot of good things out there as well that we're going really well, and the game's hinged on little mistakes here and there that unfortunately when you're young you make mistakes, but it's the only way you learn as well. So you know, it's a work in progress, and we'll just keep on striving along every day to aim to get better.
And what was kind of the feel in the locker room first time you guys gathered after the change was made, and then how do you, as the new guy, whether they liked it or not, lead them through this change?
I think there's a lot of emotions. You know, Jack was built a big connection with a lot of the players. He's well liked. He's a likeable character, and yeah, it's just natural. It's human. You know, people say it's football. It is football. However, it shouldn't always be like that. That's just it. It's not just in football that people lose their jobs and that. And when you've been here for over a year, you know, you're going to build those relationships. And yeah, you give the boys. You got to show empathy. You understand that they're going to be disappointed, but you give them 24 hours and you've got to come back and get back on that pitch and work hard and do what you enjoy doing. And as a player myself, sometimes when you cross that white line, you know, everything else doesn't matter. You know, you're focusing on those 90 minutes in a game or those training sessions. Your emotions are just focused on playing, and when you come off, you can reflect on that, on your training session, on things that have happened in the past, your day-to-day life. But I have, as a player myself, when you cross that white line, it's just you're focused and your intent in the job ahead.
When we got the news, we were all pretty surprised just 4 games into the season. What was your reaction when you found out that Jack was no longer going to be the head coach, and then, you know, the quick transition to now you got to lead this thing? Yeah,
obviously it was a whirlwind. Disappointed, as I've mentioned before, that Jack brought me here. But again, I understand it's football. It is working life that these things happen, and you've got to be prepared. Obviously, Mike asked me to take over to end the season, which on my half I'm really proud to do. My family are happy for me as well, excited, and it's an opportunity as well. So, unfortunately, I've been playing football for 20 years, and that's just the nature of the beast.
Have you talked with Jack? What was the all conversation like, and his emotions? Yeah,
I've found over time that when things happen, that sometimes you just got to give people space, and especially I'm the one who's kind of stepping into this spot, you know, sent a message. Obviously, it was a sad day, and then we just kind of go from there.
What's your experience with the Scottish U21 team going to help you out with this level?
Yep, different. I think international football is different though. You know, all the players there are a really high standard, so it's more about getting a formation and a style of play that suits them. Whereas here, and again with international football, you only have maybe 10 days, so the training's altered differently. But here you're working week in, week out with them, day in, day out, and you know, we've had a couple of really good days with them. Not too much information to them. Sometimes football's simpler or easier at times, you know, and ultimately the game is ever changing. Every second the game's changing, the picture's changing, and it's down to, we'll give them the foundations and the tools to hopefully go and take that on. But when they're on the pitch, they've got to make decisions. They need to realise where the spaces are on the pitch, where the opposition are, and again, like, if it was that simple, everyone would be a manager. So it's the game's ever evolving every second, and it's about, you know, trying to stick to your principles and obviously, you know, exploiting your opponent's weaknesses.
Any other questions? All right, with that, we will conclude today's media availability. Thank you, everybody, for coming.